Order call 1-800-323-2536. Call now and receive free this official NCAA Final Four championship poster for your copy.
First, Tony McGee talking about the Rose Bowl against Washington. But in the meantime, let's go back and talk about this past Big Ten season. Big Ten took kind of a rap because they didn't have a real great overall season except Michigan. Is that cyclical, Mo?
Well, I think what happened, some of them got started a little slow, and sometimes your injury factors have play a part in this. But there's no question about it. I think we were down a little bit with some teams, and yet some teams grew. When you see a Purdue beat a good California team and then come back and come close to tying or beating us, and so there were some people playing up and down.
And it's not going to get any easier in the Big Ten in the future because there's a new rule that allows junior college transfers to play immediately, whereas in the past they had to sit out a year, and that's going to be a quick fix for some schools who probably will take advantage of that, huh?
Exactly, and I think what you're saying is the Big Ten is now allowed to play with the same rules that the rest of the country plays with, and I think some of our teams will go into that area and find the JC kid so they can upgrade their football team in a hurry, as you indicate. And that could make a difference. So there's going to be a lot of new faces, and you won't know exactly what you see when you read your press guide next year.
And the other thing, Penn State comes in the league, and they're not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination.
Right, and particularly Michigan obviously has to go to Penn State to play. And we look forward to that because I'm sure that'll turn into a great rivalry, which is another thing we really need.
Yeah, right. You need another knockdown, drag-out fight, right?
Exactly. But it's one of those things, and it's another great team that's going to be shooting for Michigan, which you don't always like to see, but it's better being chased than to be the chaser, let's say, Jim.
Well, that's a fact. Well, that's next year, next season. Meanwhile, at the beginning of next year, Michigan has a date with a team from the West Coast. We'll be back and take a look at those Huskies when Michigan Replay continues.
Well, now we got one thing to do. We all talk about we live this winter with one thing in the back of our minds, the embarrassment in Pasadena. We aren't going there the way that we wanted to go there, particularly late in the year, okay? But we played well. We've hung in there in a lot of ways. But we know we got one thing to do. And the whole thing you talked about doing was singing the victors in Pasadena. Singing the victors in Pasadena.
Good, and they're similar to last year where their defense really sets up their offense.
Right, that's their whole philosophy, and anytime you have the great defenses, Miami of Florida and obviously Washington, those things are going to happen.
Are they as quick as they were last year defensively?
Well, Jim, I hope not. I think that they were probably the best football team I've ever been an opponent of, let's say, and they were a great team. They're also a good team this year. Don't be misled by that 42-21 loss or whatever it was to Washington State.
Hobart was suspended. Brunell's the quarterback, but that bothers you because you liked Brunell better than Hobart last year anyway.
Well, I thought they were very comparable, and he came in and did an excellent job, but I don't think either quarterback can they really slow down. I think he has much more movement, and that's the thing I always worry about because I look at the Eric Hunters and those people.
Well, that'll do it for our scouting report right now for the Washington Huskies, but don't forget later on, somewhere around Christmas time, we'll be back with a Michigan Replay Rose Bowl preview show. We'll get more in depth. In the meantime, I want to thank all of you for joining us all season long on Michigan Replay. Special thanks to Bob Lipson, our executive producer, Brian Hartley, and